My name is Ethan Brooks, and for years I lived with a secret that made dating almost impossible. Most people knew me as an ordinary construction manager who drove an old pickup truck and lived a simple life. The truth, however, was very different. I owned several construction companies across the state and had spent years building a business worth millions of dollars. After my divorce, I realized that many people were interested in my money rather than my personality. Every time someone discovered that I was wealthy, their attitude changed. Some became overly impressed, while others seemed more interested in my bank account than my heart. Because of that, I decided to hide my wealth from every woman I met. I wore simple clothes, drove my old truck, and never talked about my companies. Most dates ended quickly, and many women lost interest when they believed I was just an average man. Instead of focusing on relationships, I devoted my time to my 10-year-old daughter, Sophie, who had become the most important person in my life. One Saturday afternoon, after Sophie's soccer game, we stopped at a small family restaurant because we were both hungry and exhausted. The restaurant was crowded, and only one waitress seemed to be handling nearly every table. Her name was Emily. Despite the busy environment, she greeted everyone with a genuine smile. When Sophie accidentally spilled her drink, Emily immediately brought another one and assured her that everything was fine. She treated every customer equally, whether they were businesspeople, elderly couples, or families with children. Sophie spent the waiting time drawing pictures, and before we left, she handed Emily a drawing of a smiling waitress carrying a tray. Emily looked genuinely touched and promised to keep it. That simple moment stayed with me because kindness like hers had become very rare. A week later, one of my friends arranged a blind date for me. When I walked into the restaurant, I was shocked to see Emily standing near the entrance. She was equally surprised because neither of us knew who our date would be. The awkwardness disappeared quickly, and we spent hours talking about life, family, and our dreams. Emily told me how she worked long hours to help her younger brother finish college. I shared stories about raising Sophie as a single father. For the first time in years, I felt completely comfortable around someone. Over the following months, Emily became a regular part of our lives. She and Sophie developed a wonderful friendship, enjoying movie nights, board games, and weekend outings together. Sophie often asked if Emily could stay longer because she loved spending time with her. Although my feelings for Emily grew stronger every day, I still kept my secret. She believed I was simply a hardworking project manager trying to support his family. I never directly lied to her, but I avoided telling her about my companies and wealth because I wanted to know whether she truly cared about me. Then one day, a powerful storm damaged several neighborhoods in our city. My companies organized emergency crews, donated building materials, and helped families rebuild their homes. Local news stations covered the entire effort, and that evening Emily saw me on television standing beside city officials as the founder and owner of Brooks Construction Group. She was shocked. When we met later, she asked why I had hidden the truth. I explained that I wanted someone to know my heart before knowing my money. After a long silence, she smiled and told me that she had fallen in love with me long before she knew I was wealthy. A few weeks later, I invited Emily and Sophie to a company picnic. My employees greeted me warmly, and Emily finally saw what my success really meant. It was not expensive cars or luxury houses. It was hundreds of employees providing for their families, community projects, and opportunities for people to build better lives. On the drive home, Sophie spoke from the back seat and said that she had always known Emily was different because she liked us before she knew we were rich. Her words touched both of us deeply. For years, I had hidden my identity because I was afraid of being loved for the wrong reasons. But Emily showed me that genuine love still exists. For the first time in many years, I stopped pretending and finally allowed someone to see the real Ethan Brooks.